Hi friends, it's Mari. I'm back today with another card project for Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be creating this A2 size card that you see here. It's kind of got a little bit of a masculine feel to it. This is the Soy Mates stamp set. It's absolutely so adorable, and it's a new stamp set that's part of the Love Letters release. I am going to be using the coordinating dies as part of that Soy Mate set as well. And I'm going to start off here by stamping out some of my images. I'm using the Ink on 3 blackout ink here with my Mini Misty and some Nina 80-pound cardstock. I'm going to stamp out the jalapeno hot pepper that's part of that Soy Mate set. I'm going to stamp that multiple times sort of all over this A2 size card front for my card to create the background for the card. So I'm going to do lots of the stamping off camera, but I just do the same technique over and over again with my Misty. I actually stamp off of the paper slightly in some places just to create this background. I also stamp out the hearts and the sushi and the hot sauce. And there you can see all of my images are stamped out now, ready to color. I did do some really basic Copic marker coloring with the images, and I am going to use the quilted cover plate die, which is one of the brand new cover plate dies as part of the Love Letters release as well. I wanted to use that over top of my peppers. I just thought it would add a really neat texture over top of that background for my card today. And so I'm going to go ahead and take that to my machine, my die cutting machine. You can see there that I've used that cover plate now. It just adds a really cool texture. Now I want to do some stenciling over top of this. So I'm going to use the Quilted Dots and Hearts stencil set. This is another brand new stencil set with the Love Letters release. I'm going to use the etching on that stencil to place a stencil over top of my card front here, and I'm using some matte acrylic gel medium from Vicky Bouton. You could use any gel medium that you have in your stash for this technique. And now that I've got that gel medium over top of that card front, I'm going to use the Fresh Kiwi Nouveau glitter over top of that gel medium. The glitter is going to stick to the gel medium and it's going to make it really super glittery and shiny. You could actually create this same effect with a paste, but I did not have a green glitter paste and that's what I wanted. You can see that the dots with that stencil apply the detail at the places where the lines intersect on that quilted cover plate. It's genius. I love how the stencil coordinates really well with that die. Now I've used some anti-static powder tool on my cardstock here. I want to stamp out my sentiment and I want to heat emboss that. So I'm using some Nocturne VersaFine Clair ink. That's a slow drying, really crisp ink. It's great for sentiments and it's great for heat embossing. I'm using some clear embossing powder over top of that, and now I'm going to take my heat tool and melt that. And these images are all going to be ready to die cut. I'm going to go ahead and take the coordinating honey cuts, get those stuck down to the images and run that through my die cutting machine, and those will be all ready to embellish my card. I'm going to use some foam adhesive on the back of my card front and stick that onto my black A2 size card base here. You can see I'm going for a black and green color scheme here. I just like that it's got a real masculine feel to it, and I really did want this to be more of a masculine card today for Valentine's. I'm going to apply that foam adhesive to the back of that card front and get that stuck down to my card base, and that will just give some really nice dimension. I'm going to use the postage stamp square dies to cut out a couple of cardstock pieces for the front of my card. The black is obviously just black cardstock, and that green paper is actually from the Hot Tropics paper pad from Honeybee. I will link up all of these different things in the description box below so that you can find them, but I just wanted a piece of really nice sort of subtle green cardstock or paper for my smaller postage stamp square here. So you can see I'm layering that onto the black with some foam adhesive, and now you can see that I've layered up my different images here that are all die cut out. I've used some foam adhesive on the sushi and on the sentiment. The hot sauce die cut pieces just glued down or adhered just flat, and then the other pieces have some foam adhesive on them just to add some more dimension and layering in that way. I'm adding some little glue dots to these little heart images, and I'm going to add, actually that largest one, I added some foam adhesive on the back of that as well. I'm just going to go ahead and add a few little details to my project now with some clear Wink of Stella. And this is just going to create a little bit of sparkle and shine on my card, which I do always like to add where I feel like it's appropriate or it's going to look good. I'm adding some Nouveau Glaze to each one of the hearts, which is going to really add some nice dimension to those different areas. Really like how that's going to look when it's all dry and finished. Don't forget to check the description box below, like I said earlier, for all of the different products that I have used today. I've used up quite a ton of different things, so make sure that you check that out in the description box where things will be linked up for you to find. I'm also going to use a little bit of green stickles on the top of the hot sauce bottle, and that is pretty much going to be the details for this card. I'm going to show you the card up close so that you can see what it looks like and all the different details. Please make sure that you like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out Honeybee Stamps and all of the different social media platforms. Have an amazing day, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.